This planet is in vibrational hands of source energy, and we're not kidding you about that. It's not just because we're wanting you to believe in some frou-frou God that some of you do and some of you don't. We're wanting you to understand that the laws of the universe insist on expansion, and all is really very, very well. The question is, are you keeping up with you? And if you're not keeping up with you, if life keeps causing you to be more and you don't go and be it, then you get further and further in discord to who you are. And then you begin becoming a vibrational match to each and everything that's wrong with your planet. You get more pessimistic. You get more worried about things. You push up against more things that are wrong. You beat the drum chronically of things that you do not want. And in the process, this is so interesting. In the process of beating the drum of what you don't want, you keep becoming more. So you become more, but you don't go. 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 And then you write a book that says the world is coming to an end. And we say, no, it isn't. It's just you out of sync with you see. There. Isn't it nice to know? Isn't it nice to know that you have control of your experience because you're the one that's living the life? You're the one that's having the response. You're the one that's launching the rockets. You're the one that is expanding, and you are the one who's going or not. Going or not. We love the feeling of this stream. So many humans, you take your boat down to the river's edge, you point it upstream, and you begin paddling very hard. And we say, but wait, the stream's going that way. Why are you trying to go that way? And you say, everyone virtuous and hardworking does this. We go this way. It's hard, of course it's hard, but nothing good is easy. You have to pay a price for everything, and so we're really good at it. Look how good we've become at struggling against the current. And then you go on to explain all of the reasons that you do it. All the monuments and trophies are given to those who try really, really hard. And after we die, you tell us, after we die, that's when the real reward for this struggle kicks in. And we say, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. There is not a reward later that is different than the reward now. There's not a punishment later that's different than the self-punishment you are applying now. There's you becoming and you going with who you've become and not, and that's all. And you don't even need to worry about it. Do you know you could come into this physical body, as so many of you do. You could listen to the hardship and all of the things that are going wrong from the people around you, and you could develop chronic habits of pushing against everything. And you could hold yourself in a pretty consistent pattern in not vibrational alignment with who you really are, in this resistant, non-allowing place. And when you die, no such word, we like the word croak so much better. There is no death. There's not really croaking either, but it's entertaining. When you withdraw your consciousness from this physical experience, you will reemerge immediately into all that you have become in one fell swoop. The navigational systems that Jerry and Esther and so many of you have in your vehicles know where you are. You program where you want to go, and the system gives you verbal and visual description of how to get there. It's very straightforward. As they're moving from Phoenix to San Diego, they don't fret over it. It's straightforward. They know how to get there. The journey is understandable. So even though most of the journey, they're not yet where they want to be, more than 99.99% of every creation is accomplished vibrationally before you see the physical evidence of it. They don't freak out in the absence of San Diego all along the way. We're not there, 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 we're not there. They'd die along the trail if they kept that up. They don't get out there in the middle of the desert, not there, and pronounce to each other, San Diego is an impossible dream. San Diego is incurable. Because they understand it. Just point that way and keep going. But sometimes you're sick on your way to wellness, and you get out there in the middle, and you pronounce it's incurable because I'm not there yet, or because somebody else that's looking at me that's using criteria that has nothing to do with me has proclaimed that I can't get to where I want to be from where I am. The nerve they have of pronouncing to you that you've got something wrong with you that cannot be corrected. They just don't know. They don't know. Because They are looking at factors that are different than the creation factors. We say to doctors and scientists, when you stop looking for the cure and start looking for the vibrational cause, now you'll be on to something. So right here and now, you have come to a culmination point on many subjects. There's a culmination about your money. There's a culmination about your relationships. There's a culmination about your body, culmination about your house, your car, your kids, your dog, culmination about everything. In other words, you have all of these manifestations, and you look at these manifestations differently than we do because you say, oh, it's my life and what I've come to. And we say, no, it's just the indicator of where you right now are vibrationally. No, you say, it's my life and what I've come to. I did this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and here I am. And we say, no, it's just the indicator of how you're vibrating right now. It's only a vibrational indicator. Whatever is happening right now is a vibrational indicator. And when you change the vibration, the indicator must change. So for somebody to say to you, you have a fatal, deadly disease, and there's no way out of it other than death, we say, they don't know. All they could accurately pronounce is, this is an indicator, a manifestational indicator of the vibration you got going on. And we agree with them in the sense that most of you don't change the vibration you got going on because you don't know what the vibration that you got going on is, because you're mostly observing rather than thinking. We don't mean to be mean, but come on, think. Think about what you want. Don't just observe. Oh, so many people say, well, here it is. I just observe what is. Even Esther occasionally will say, Abraham, it's true. And we say, there are all kinds of things that are true that you don't want active in your vibration because you don't want them to make them truly your own. And there are all kinds of things that are true that you would like to make truly your own, that you could give your attention to. We say, whatever you give your attention to will eventually become true. That's what creation is. And many of you say, oh, but somebody should have cleaned it up before I got here. I shouldn't be exposed to things that I might see, because I do not have the ability to direct my life or my thoughts. I only have the ability to observe what is. So if I observe things that make me feel good, well, then that's good. But if I observe things that make me feel bad, well, then that's bad. So somebody should get rid of all of the bad things. Let's gather our money together. Let's get our bombs and our resources together. Let's get rid of everything that we don't want. So we'll just live in this world where there are only things that we want, and then we'll just all observe and feel happily ever after. And we say, oh, kill me now. You don't go to a buffet and say, I don't like that, and I don't like that, and I don't like that, and I don't like that. Oh, I've had that. I don't like that. I don't like that. The nice people behind the counter say, well, tell me what you do want, and I'll just put it on your plate. But there is this sort of obsession that you have as humans that goes something like a war against poverty, a war against drugs, a war against AIDS, a war against cancer, a war against terrorism, pushing against, all of them getting bigger, because this is a universe that is based on attraction. It is an inclusion-based universe, which means when you offer a vibration, law of attraction is going to match it with things like it. So when you see something that you want and you say yes to it, you say, come to me, this thing I want. But when you see something you don't want and you shout no at it, you say, yes, come to me, this thing I do not want. You must begin to understand that you are a thinking, vibrating, attracting being. And this is the thing that once you grasp this, your world will never be the same. You will become a deliberate creator of such proportion that people who watch you will stand in amazement at not only the wonderful things that you are able to easily attract to you, but the joy that you exhibit in every day of your life experience. When you let yourself understand that law of attraction is responding to the greater, already evolved part of you, and when you do your best to try to line your thoughts up with who you really are, to see the world through the eyes of Source, to hear the world through the ears of Source, to be the being through the perspective of Source. That's what you intended to be. Not one of you said, I'll go forth, completely cut myself off from all of the resources of well-being, and I'll prove that I can make it anyway. Not one of you said it. You were all born with full guidance to help you come into alignment with who you are. Jerry and Esther went whitewater river rafting last summer, and it was such a glorious day. There were several of them. 6 of them went together, and several high school wrestling teams were in the other rafts. It was a lot of fun. But none of them, as they put their boats into the river, it didn't occur to any of them, not even the high school wrestlers, to point their boat upstream and begin paddling against the current. It was obvious to every one of them that that stream, it was class 4 rated in many of the rapids, was going to have its way with them. And the first thing that the river guide said to them is, friends, this is not Disneyland. We cannot turn this river off. And we want to say the same thing to you. This is not Disneyland, and your river cannot be turned off. And by the way, your life that started the stream of this river was long before you came into this physical body. This river was in motion when your feet hit the ground, and you have contributed to the speed of it every day since. You've got no choice if you are to be who you are, if you are to feel as you want to feel, as you are to be the being that you are constantly becoming. You've got no choice other than to go in the direction of who you are, which means you got to reach for the thoughts that feel the best from where you are. We're wanting you to understand that it does not matter at all if you're putting your boat in the water right now at love and appreciation, or at frustration and overwhelmment, or at fear or despair, or at anger, or at hope, or at doubt, or at disappointment. In other words, it does not matter where you're putting your boat in the stream. Why? Because the stream's moving. Sometimes our friends say, well, I get the idea. Over here, downstream is where it feels so good, so I'll just get in the stream and I'll put a motor on my boat and I'll get there as fast as I can. And we say, you've missed the point of the stream if you think you need a motor on your boat. You've also missed the point of the stream if you think you need to turn your boat around and row downstream. The stream will carry you. All you've got to do is let go of the oars. All you've got to do is stop the resistance, which means stop the justifying, stop the defending, stop the haranguing, stop the incessant complaining, stop beating the drum of what you don't want, but most important, make a decision that you care how you feel, and don't be willing to put up with feelings that don't feel good. It's amazing how willing you are to feel so much worse than you really should feel. The movies you choose, the things you watch on television, the things you say about each other, the disrespect that you have for yourself and for your father or your mother or your employer or your employee. In other words, you use so many excuses to separate yourself from who you are. And we want to enliven you to the conscious awareness that you're supposed to feel good, and that who you really are does feel really good. We want you to feel the thrill bumps and the goosebumps that are always present when you come into alignment. We want you to feel the clarity and stamina and vigorous nature of your being that are always present when you are in alignment with who you are. We want you to reach the place where you stop asking one other person or one other condition to change so that you can feel better, because that's the way you give your power away. You say, I don't feel good because of what you're doing, and so I'd appreciate it if you'd stop doing it so that I could feel better. And they say, what? Because everyone is selfishly oriented. They weren't born to please you. They were born to please them. And when you say, you need to do something different so that I can feel better, some of them will fake it, but none of them will do it, because nobody can do it. Don't you find it interesting that you take cultures that have been on your planet for much longer than your own culture, and then you say, we like the way we do it better, so you all should think it over? How's it working out? So when you realize that it's impossible to get even your kids to change so that you can feel better, then finally you come to awareness that it's not the outside world that needs to change. It's my lining up the energies with me, because the negative emotion you feel is not because of what somebody else is doing. The negative emotion that you feel is because the source within you is vibrating over here and you're vibrating over here. Every single time it's you ripping yourself from you that is at the basis of your not feeling good. So when you get it, that you have the ability to look at that subject and find something that feels better or change the subject, but most important, you have the ability to focus the being that you are into alignment with the being that you are, then you're able to leave everybody else and their behavior out of the equation. And then finally, you're free.